and it is good. Jake Bates throwing right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Return past the 15, past the 20, out past the 30. Has space down the sideline. 40, 35, 30. And he is gone. A pick six for Houston. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it is straight down the middle. Looking to throw, rolls out right. Throws end zone. Touchdown San Antonio. Cody Latimer alone in the end zone. They take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds left. 52-yarder, left hash for the win. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it's drilled. Miami escapes week 1 with the win. Jason Sanders is looking to throw. Pass right side, wide open. Touchdown Drake London. Touchdown Drake London. Atlanta has tied this game and are an extra point away from taking the lead. Needing the 12-yard line. Handoff, Robinson left side. And going to be stuffed. A loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play. And with 50 seconds to go, the Chiefs have the ball. And most likely that does it. Ball on the 17.5-yard line. Looking to throw. Stepping up, throwing for the end zone. And caught. Touchdown Green Bay. Dontavian Wicks. 56 seconds to play. The Packers are within 3. 6:17 to play in overtime. Tua shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, bunched up. Tua to throw. Has time. Plenty of time. Pass. End zone, left side. Jonnu Smith. Touchdown Miami. They're gonna win. Let's go, baby. Here, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna send Smith in motion. Toss left side for Saquon Barkley. Good blocking and room to run. Pass midfield, spinning his way. Pass to 35 to 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and the Eagles respond instantly. Saquon Barkley. Oh my, making his presence felt. 1 play, 60 yards, 3rd and 9 from the 35. Mahomes looking to throw. Quick pass left side, caught by Piron. Has room to run. First down and more. Down to about the 17. And he stays in bounds. That will do it. The Kansas City Chiefs have escaped the Bills and have punched their ticket. Hello. Welcome to week 9 of the UFL season, on top of also some Knicks Pacers game 2 action off to the side here. But we are here. It is not playoff time, but the playoffs are set in the UFL. Now it's just teams trying to figure out seeding and just getting ready for the playoffs. This is going to be an interesting one, because yes, San Antonio is the listed home team for this game, but as is going to be the trend the next 3 weeks, due to scheduling conflicts between San Antonio, the UFL, and the Alamo Dome, this game is going to be in St. Louis at the Dome at America Center. Not an usual site game, basically a 6 home game for the Battlehawks, although again, they are technically the road team in this one, so it's gonna be interesting, to say the very, very least. How you doing, Botflesh? How you doing, everyone, on this fine Friday night? UFL action, the Battlehawks get us started this week. Yeah, it's weird. This game being in St. Louis definitely does not help San Antonio. They is kind of a mute point because the playoffs are already set. The SEC quarterfinals going on? Hell yeah. For softball, I assume, right? Because I don't think baseball's there just yet. Although they're soon, aren't they? Baseball is starting their conference tournaments and regionals soon, if I'm not mistaken. I know that softball is like the main one. No, the regular season did end recently. Yeah, we're just waiting for kickoff in this one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. When does baseball stuff start? Oh, it starts today. Regionals begin today for baseball. Cool. All right. I'm assuming then, yeah, UCF probably didn't make a regional. That's fine. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just waiting for when we get to the College World Series, so that way I can keep up with the Jello Shot Challenge over there in Omaha. Or are they? Yeah, it's weird. Like baseball, for as fun as it seems, and similar to like like college basketball, where it's like the tournaments at the end are the big or the main factors of it. I just don't get nearly as much of the same like attention on them, which is weird. As we were waiting kickoff. Again, like the most each year that I really like see in terms of the college baseball is when the college World Series rolls around and we get the Jello Shot Challenge over there in Omaha because that's fun. I cannot wait for Monday night. No, Tuesday night, right? Is when Game 4 is. By the way, I cannot wait to get the brooms out. It's been going so great for Florida so far. Like they're just demolishing on the road. Hopefully they'll be the same at home. We'll see how. Oh no, it's Monday. Okay. We'll see how Game 3 goes. But I'm really liking how Bob's playing. Really liking how just everyone's playing. Hopefully Rhino is okay. That was not a great hit that Reinhardt took. Yeah, last night, but hopefully he's good, and hopefully we have the firepower and the depth to where it doesn't fully matter if he is out a few games. But yeah, that could definitely be a bad loss if Rhino's out for too long. I mean, like for as good as that 5-0 win was last night, I think the worst part was that Bennett had a great game because his contract's only going up, and we're gonna have to try and re-sign him. But we'll see. Oh yeah, I don't know. Because like we're starting to enter that weird era of the off season. We're like, okay, UFL is ending soon. Both the NHL and NBA are ending soon. We get to that slow point where we get a lot of video essays coming out, but yeah. For as much as I would love Marchand back, the bigger focus is Bennett and Ekblad. We need Bennett and Ekblad back. We can always trade for another I want to say another Marchand, but we can always do another deadline trade for an Asian vet like Marchand. We need Ekblad back. We need to keep that pairing with him and Forsling. And we need to keep Bennett. He's a massive part of that second line. Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of the MLB or MLS. So the good news is training camp is starting soon. That's the other good thing. I saw that. Yeah, I did see that ball flash. That was a shock. Well, also, LSU's baseball does produce a lot of good talent. So there's that. All right, kickoff moments away. St. Louis will be getting the ball first in this one. Again, they are technically the road team tonight, although this game is being played in St. Louis. So we shall see. We shall see. San Antonio set to send this one down. We're going to be seeing Max Duggan and the St. Louis offense first in a not greatly packed out Dome in America Center as kickoff is underway. Going to be returned from inside the 5 at the 3. Has some room. Going to be brought down at the 20. Great kick coverage there from San Antonio. And we're going to be getting this thing started at the 20-yard line as Max Duggan takes the field. Hey, that's impressive. 100%. Yeah, of course I'll take Connor McDavid for Thomas Nosek. That's a no-brainer. Assuming it's 1-to-1, most likely dudes you need to be a shit ton of picks and associated with that. As Duggan looks to throw a first down pass, right side is caught by Akeem Butler and going to fight his way for a gain of 6. I mean, like the only reason Edmonton has not been bulldozing these playoffs is because of Stuart Skinner. You put McDavid paired up with playoff Bobrovsky, like that's a threat of a team. Just those two. Duggan is shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Will look to throw once again. Has some time, launcher one deep, left side, has a man that's caught. First down and more. Blake Jackson up towards midfield at the 49. Beautifully placed ball by Max Duggan, and the Battlehawks are out first. Well, the key thing is you need to actually throw the ball Butler's way for him to show out. He hasn't had a lot of targets this year, in part because he missed most of the season. But also, like, St. Louis doesn't throw the ball a lot. Duggan gonna hand this off up the middle for Jacob Sailors, who's going to trip and stumble his way for a gain of about 6. Like, even if Akeem Butler balls out, I could see him being like, it's time to hang up the cleats. But we'll see. So 2nd and 4. Duggan under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. As Duggan's going to play action and look to throw. Has time, pass right side, caught by Sailors. Going to get about the 4 yards needed for the first down. It's going to be close. Exactly. Like, St. Louis isn't a team that needs to pass a lot. So you're not going to see Akeem Butler perform to the same magnitude as he did with Adrian McCarron, who can't really run the ball to the same extent as Manny Wilkins and Max Duggan. All right, 1st and 10 for St. Louis. Duggan under center. Back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left. Going to end around this left side for Jennings. Has some room and some blockers. Going to get a gain of about 9 for a 2nd and 1 coming up. Actually going to rule it a gain of 8. But some nice trickery there. Fake the handoff up the middle and just let Jennings do his things. Gary Jennings on the carry. Oh yeah, Adrian McCarron in this year's St. Louis team would not have worked. It would not have worked at all. Which you definitely could make an argument that would have made for more entertaining games down the stretch. But I mean, at this point, the playoffs are going to be exciting. Handoff up the middle will only gain a yard for Jacob Sailors. It is 3rd and 1. The Luke, that's crazy. I just don't see. I mean, a lot of people were saying that never could have thought Luke was going to be traded, which fair. But like, if any big time Canadian star gets traded, I think it would either be Brady Tkachuk or, weirdly enough, Austin Matthews, with Toronto just blowing it up. Duggan handoff up the middle on 3rd and 1 is going to get about 2 yards and a first down. Like I'm saying, if the Panthers are gonna make another blockbuster trade, I think I would want it to be the teaming up of the Tkachuks. I don't know what we need to give up for that, but I would like to see that happen. It's not gonna. Yeah. Duggan in shotgun back to his right to receiving options to each side. Can hand this off once again to Sailors, who's going to get about 2 up to the 26. Well, what has AJ McCarron been up to since his release from St. Louis? He's been like, he got released. He did a very small media tour, and then just nothing else. I'm sure he's enjoying his basically retirement, but I would not be shocked if to see him back in the UFL next year. Touch pass left side for Blake Jackson has some room and going to gain about 6, just shy of the first down marker, 2 to 19. I'm actually going to rule him down at the 20. Either way, though, St. Louis has entered the red zone for the first time today on the opening drive. I wouldn't be shocked if he's just chilling like that. He deserves it. He's had a long career. He's made good money. There's a 3rd and 2 for St. Louis. Ball on the 20. Duggan in shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side looking to throw. Pass right side. Caught by Sailors. Has Yuma. First down anymore. Spinning his way past the 15. Bulldozing his way past the 10. And being forced out of bounds at the 9. 1st and goal for St. Louis. As Jacob Sailors continues to showcase that he is a fantastic runner at the backfield. Would love to see a team give him a chance in the NFL this fall. Bob Flash. What happens if the Patriots go up 2-0 on this series? As Duggan in shotgun, handoff up the middle for Sailors, going to break 1 tackle and going to work his way to about the 5. Like, just what if? New York finally gets back to the conference finals after all of it, only to get swept by the Pacers. I'm really hoping that this game 2 lasts slightly longer than this one, or goes to overtime again. Duggan handoff up the middle for Jarvion Howard on 2nd and goal. It is going to gain about 2 up to the 3. %. That's crazy. All right, 3rd and goal. Duggan in shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right. Hakeem Butler lined up alone out outside on the left. As Duggan will look to throw. Fade for Hakeem Butler and incomplete. Couldn't quite hang on. Some great coverage there. And it's 4th and goal for St. Louis. Through his hands, though. That's one hit. That's one you'll like to see Butler come down with. It's through his hands. But still, it's some great coverage as well by Sean Fresh. And now comes Rodrigo Blankenship. The 21-yard kick from the left hash to put St. Louis up early. Kick is up and right down the middle. So St. Louis scores on their opening drive. As we head to a commercial break, it's a 3-0 lead after a 21-yard kick from Rodrigo Blankenship. I don't get calling goal line fade on 3rd down. I just don't. Yeah, 89% for the NBA playoff bracket's nice. I'm curious about your NHL bracket. I am curious about that. Ball Flash. As we're at commercial break after the opening drive field goal. All right, the Knicks Pacers game is coming back from commercial break. There's about 6 minutes left in the first quarter in that one. It is weird how NBA is only 48-minute games. You sent it? Hell yeah. Damn, pick New Jersey over Carolina in the first round. Damn. Your two picks in the West for the first round both of them got hoed. You easily could have won both of those picks out West. Get that, damn. Hell yeah, riding with Florida. I love to see it. I don't blame you for not liking the Canes. To be fair, I'm sure some Canes fans would have preferred if they lost in like the first or second round instead of getting swept again. In this like borderline shameful performance they've been putting up in the Eastern Conference Finals so far. Back from commercial break, a 14-play drive for St. Louis puts them on the board first in what was tied for the longest drive for a team this season. As kickoff underway, return beginner from inside the 5 at the 2, and going to get up to about the 22 as Jayshawn Corbin. Wait, what just happened in the Pacers-Knicks game? I saw a Pacer head into the locker room. Don't tell me someone got ejected. Oh yeah, Kellen Mond is making the start tonight for San Antonio, so we'll see how this one goes. Mond and shotgun back to his right, two receivers to each side, going to send a tight end in motion left to right as they hand this off up the middle for Jayshawn Corbin, who has some room for a first down and more. Going to be brought down near the 34-yard line, a gain of roughly 13. And some good running for Jayshawn Corbin early. What happened in this game? Pass right side is caught by John Trey Kirkland and going to be a gain of about 8. Yeah. Did who play for Chicago? As 2nd and 2, Mond in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the left as well. St. Louis look like they're going to be sending some pressure as they hand this off right side for Jayshawn Corbin and going to be a gain of about 2, enough for a first down. I don't think Kellen Mond ever was in Chicago. I know he bounced around a lot during his short stint in the NFL, but I'm pretty sure it was New Orleans, Minnesota, and I want to say Indianapolis. I could be wrong. It was Minnesota, Cleveland, Indianapolis, and New Orleans. Those were his 4. Yeah. Mond and shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side looking to throw. Pass right side is caught by a wide open John Trey Kirkland for a first down and then some past the 42-39. Well, yeah, he's most known for being an Aggie. Because again, he didn't do a whole lot in the NFL. I'm still trying to figure out what happened in this Pacers game because I saw someone go to the locker room. As they hand this off up the middle for Corbin on 1st and 10, going to be a gain of about 4 up to the 35. I mean, Killamon was one of those names where it's like you don't really think about until you see him play again. Because like before he signed with the Brahmas, I still would have thought he was in Minnesota as their like practice squad quarterback. Mon and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side looking to throw once again. Mon pass left side is nearly picked off. And probably should have been picked off by Willie Harvey. Instead, it's a 3rd and 6, trying to squeeze that one to Jayshawn Corbin. But through that, no, try to squeeze that to Marquez Stevenson. But kind of threw that late, kind of just really good defense. Man, not much going there. Mond alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ball on the 35-yard line, looking to throw. Pressure coming, rolling to his right to buy some time. Still looking, makes one man miss. Gonna keep it himself and get hit hard. And that's gonna be short of the 1st down. Only a gain of 4, it seems. Kellen Mond got laid out along the sideline. And yeah, it's going to be a 4th and 1 here for the Brahmas. And then going to keep the offense on the field. It might have been that year, yeah. As play clock winding down, we're going to have a clock stoppage here. I believe San Antonio called their first timeout. As we're heading to commercial break. Heading to a commercial break. I believe San Antonio called their first time out there as they were not going to get the playoff in time. Yeah, I saw someone head into the locker room and just nothing. I think he was in Cleveland. What year was Kellerman drafted? Wasn't it the 2021 draft? Or was it the 2020 draft? What? I'm looking this up again. He was drafted in 2021, was with Cleveland in 2022. So he was with Minnesota when Cincy went to the Super Bowl, if I have the years correct. Yeah. And he was with the Vikings, which I can't believe he only spent a year in Minnesota. Just coming back from commercial break in this one. It's a 4th and 1 for the Brahmas, and they're going to keep the offense on the field still. I don't think he played in time in Cleveland, though. Yeah, because it was 2023 when Cleveland had all those like different quarterbacks play. 22 was Jacoby Brissett to start the year, and then Deshaun Watson to end the year. Mond under center, back and fullback behind him, handoff up the middle. It's stuffed for a loss of 3. Travis Feeney makes the play, and it's a St. Louis ball once again. What a defensive stand. Read that play like a book. Trying to give it to Aiden Robins, but Travis Feeney in the backfield untouched instantly. And with 2:47 to play in the first quarter, we're going right back to a commercial break. No, it was just good. It was just Jacoby Brissett that year. Because I mean he was on the roster. Yeah, like he wasn't on the practice squad for them, but no, he didn't play a game. Unless he came like unless it was like late game scenarios. But I remember it was mainly Jacoby Brissett because that was like the storyline for most of that season was like, oh, can Jacoby Brissett actually be a solid starter, unlike in Miami in 2021? Because he wasn't great for us that year. And then I was at the game against Cleveland. He played. He played fine. Yeah, Mon has only had 3 pass attempts in the NFL, all with Minnesota. That's crazy. Yeah, it's weird. Cleveland quarterbacks throughout the years, I remember somewhat well. Because, like, in that 2023 season, you had Watson, Flacco, Dorian Thompson Robinson. I believe PJ Walker got a few snaps. You had Jeff Driscoll. I think that was all of them then, because they had 5 or 6 start that year. Might be missing one. No, it was those 5. That was a weird. 2023 was such a weird year for Cleveland, and I hate that I hate that they had. I hate that Flacco came in to Cleveland that year and just wrecked shop. Because if he didn't, Miami would have gotten like the 5th seed, and would have been just fine. Say we were stuck playing in the fucking tundra of Kansas City. Anyway, just coming back from commercial break, it's St. Louis football after a great 4th down play by Travis Feeney. UFL Defensive Player of the Week last week in their 1-point win over Birmingham. And now Duggan, alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Throw left side is nearly picked off. Trying to fit one in there to Gary Jennings. But a great play by Devontae Beckett. Probably should have been 6 going the other way. Yeah, Cleveland's one of those teams, man, where I can it's just because of how massive of a roster turnover they have each year. I keep forgetting who has played there. Dug in the throw once again. Has time, pass right side. It's tipped at the line and incomplete. So 3rd and 10 coming up. Back-to-back plays going 5 wide for St. Louis. I do not like that approach. All right, Duggan in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. 3rd and 10 from the 33. As Duggan will look to throw once again. Has time, pass right side is off the mark and incomplete. But there's a penalty marker down. Hell of a short arm throw by Duggan. Blake Jackson was wide open there. But it's going to be offsides on San Antonio, so the drive stays alive for at least one more play. It is 3rd and 5. Yeah, San Antonio leads the league in penalties against, and that's just Not great. For a team that did a pretty solid job last year keeping penalties in order, they have not done a great job this year. Duggan in shotgun back to his right, two receiving options to each side, looking to throw. Pass left side is caught for a first down, a gain of 7. That's Jake Sutherland on the reception. Drive stays alive. But that's 4 straight pass plays for the Battlehawks in what has been a very run-heavy team this year. Changing it up a bit, going pass happy so far in this one. I'm not sure I like it, but you can kind of afford to do that against San Antonio. Kind of like mix it up a bit, see what works. As Duggan gonna hand this off up the middle for Sailors, who has some room, a first down and then some. Great pushing, bulldozing his way to the plus 40-yard line, a 15-yard carry for Jacob Sailors. Some great blocking up front. And Jake Sutherland good job pulling from the tight end position to create that lane up the middle. And a touchdown saving tackle there as well. That was Jordan Mosley. Saved the touchdown. As Duggan in shotgun back to his left, gonna hand this off to Jarvion Howard up the middle. He's gonna have a nice carry himself. A first down with a gain of 12. And that'll be the final play of the first quarter. 15 minutes in the books. St. Louis up by 3 with the ball into plus territory. For what is technically their 6th home game of the season, technically a San Antonio home game. Nonetheless, it's week 9 of the UFL. St. Louis up by 3, heading to a commercial break. All right. Not too bad. But yeah, gonna be a 1st and 10 for St. Louis after the commercial break. It's a very solid performance they've been putting on so far. It's an all-around really solid performance. We shall see. Nice. Who are they playing against? And also, did you see that Acuna hit a home run first pitch after injury? He finally came back from injury, and first pitch, he just knocks one. Against the Aggies, hell yeah. Fuck Texas A&M. Yeah, of course he did. It's funny, like, because around this time of year, there's not much like football podcasts to really like listen to in the same way that I would during the season. So I'm listening to a lot more NHL stuff. But even then, like those are mainly like at night stuff. During the day, I've been listening to a lot of Talking Baseball with Chris Rose and Trevor Plouffe. It's that and like the trivia stuff that John Boy Media does that I really like. And Chris Rose was saying on the show today that he would not be surprised if Acuna does not miss a beat after injury and hits like 5 home runs this weekend. Not a bad prediction. Not a bad start. Yeah, he nailed it. As we're just coming back from commercial break, the broadcast showing off once again this fantastic St. Louis ground game that they've had all year. 30 rush attempts a game, 141 yards a game on the ground. Just all around, St. Louis is one of those teams. Offensive line has been fantastic this season, much improved from last year, and it's mainly the same unit of what they had last year. So probably the consistency is probably helping out in that factor. As Duggan and shotgun back to his right, two receiving options to each side, ball on the 29-yard line. Duggan will look to throw. Has some time, going to step up. Passing left side, going to be... I think that's incomplete. Looking for Gary Jennings, and yes, it is incomplete. Just too short. Just too short for the dive-in arms of Gary Jennings. Yeah, just too short. I believe that was Jarvion Howard in the backfield there. He picked up the corner blitz well that San Antonio sent. I don't want to say he forced that pass. He forced the timing of it, I think is a better way to phrase it. As a handoff left side for Jarvion Howard is going to be stood up and lose about a yard. So 3rd and 11 coming up. Like Duggan had room to take one more step to really step into that throw. Instead, he kind of rushed his time in, rushed his foot in, and fell just short. And now it's 3rd and 11. But even then, I'm saying that was like that's a route where you do want to throw one time, so I can't fully blame him. Duggan alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, looking to throw. Has time, pass right side, and it's caught inside the 5. Blake Jackson down to the 3. What a grab! And his 1st and goal for St. Louis. What a grab! Just going up and snatching that out of the air. Now Duggan in shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna hand this off up the middle for Jarvion Howard. And it'll depend on the spot. They're saying it's a touchdown, St. Louis. Jarvion Howard finds the end zone to put the Battlehawks up by 9. With just under 13 minutes to play in the half. Yeah, what was I saying? I could have sworn I was saying Howard. Was I saying Holland? I don't think so. What was I? I could have sworn I was saying Jarvion Howard. I might have been saying something else. But St. Louis could go for the 1-point try from the 2. Okay, then Duggan to throw, pass left side, going for the 50-50 ball, and it's incomplete. Couldn't quite connect with Akeem Butler. I was gonna say, don't get me. Yeah, I saw that. I think the tough part about I did not see that correctly. That's on me about Flash. I could I could not tell there were spaces there. Gee, okay, that's yeah, I did see about the not winter meetings, the spring meetings and the tush push vote, and I get why it failed. There's no way to word a ruling that is vague enough to ban the tush push. You need anything that would word it too vague will also ban like 50 to 75% of NFL plays. Yeah, it's a modified version of QB sneak. which the QB sneak already is a very high successful play. But like the way that it was worded, the way that the Packers tried to word the proposal, like it would have banned any pile push and play, and that just was not going to happen. Well, no, because it's a lot easier to tell when a runner is getting pushed or pulled. It would have completely stopped the pace of play. Like it would have killed the pace of play. Because you would have probably about 3 or 4 of those penalties a game for each side. It was not going to be a fun thing to watch. With how the Packers tried to word it in this most recent proposal. Yeah, it would have destroyed the ground game. It would have been terrible. It was not. It was never gonna pass. Now another way to try and go about it is to word it so that formation specifically is not allowed, and thus it will be an illegal formation call. But I'm not sure how you would word it so that way that formation's not allowed. At the end of the day, their formation is that formation. I want to say it's a T form. Is definitely it's more so like a victory formation type of play, and it's just not gonna no. As we're just coming back from commercial break, St. Louis has been dominating this game basically. As Blankenship is set to send this one down, kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from inside the 5 at the 3. Going to work his way past the 20 to 25. Now down to 25. Staying forward, progress was stopped. That's another way you can do it. But then it poses the question of how do you define a QB sneak? Which you can ask every single team in the league, and they all might say something different. Well, but then again, you have Josh Allen and other mobile quarterbacks who are going to be pushed down further down the field after a scramble. It would have made all of those plays penalties as well. Handoff to Aiden Robins is going to get about 4-ish on the play. Like the only way you would have been able to word it is either through making it an illegal formation call or by trying to define a QB sneak specifically. And even then, there's ways. Let's say they did find a way to ban the QB sneak. There's ways to get around it. Teams have been running tight end sneaks all the time. As Mon going to look to throw in 2nd and 6. Pass over the middle is caught by Robins, and that's a gain of 7, enough for a first down. Yeah, like it has been stopped. It's still at the end of the day a 92% successful play. You can find ways to stop it. And honestly, the best way to stop it is to just not let them get to a 4th and inches or a 4th and 1. You stop it by just playing better defense. Mondin shotgun back to his left. A handoff right side has some room and some good blocking. That's a gain of roughly 6 for Aiden Robins once again. Robins, I think it's Robins actually. I don't know. I'm ruling it a gain of 8 actually, so it's 2nd and 2 for San Antonio. Mondin shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Going to look to throw. Pass right side is caught by Jontre Kirkland at the 50. What a throw from Kellen Mond. In between 2 Battlehawks defenders, placed absolutely perfectly. My God, what a throw. Yeah, that's a dangerous pass, but it gets in clean. Holy. placed legit perfectly. That ball's placed anywhere differently is batted away at the very worst, or very least. Mon in shotgun, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the left. Going to hand this off up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of 3 for Aiden Robbins. Yeah, and the thing that teams should be lucky about is the Eagles haven't really built off of it quite yet. They very easily could. I think they've done it like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's because it's still like a fresh play, and the thing is, like, it's not like they really. I mean, they obviously used it to get to the Super Bowl, but in the Super Bowl, they never really used it. They might have used it like once or twice. As I said, they didn't need to use it. Mon throw left side is caught, going to be a first down, and then some, a gain of roughly 10. That's caught by D. Anderson. And San Antonio's having a really solid drive right now. Yeah, Mond is playing a lot better this game than he did early on in the season. He's getting comfortable with his offense. It took him long enough. Wouldn't be shocked if he's back next year for San Antonio. Mond and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. Going to hand this off to Jay Corbin left side, who has some room and gets up to the 30, and ball comes loose. Going the other way with St. Louis. Nothing but green grass ahead. Rolling out the red carpet. It's a scoop and score for the Battlehawks. Micah Abram goes the distance with it. And is he down? Or is this going to be a 15-point St. Louis lead with under 9 minutes to play? Is that ball coming loose before he's down? Oh, it is. What a play. It's Micah Abram who forces it loose at like milliseconds before his knee touches. Now the question is he down by contact by the time he has full possession? This is gonna be St. Louis ball for sure. It's just, is he down by contact? He might be. Either way, that's a great play by Micah Abram. Able to force it loose. He's the one who forced it. He recovered it. That ball's definitely loose. Now they're saying he wasn't down by contact. Dug in alone in shotgun. 3 receiving options to the right for the 2-point try. Pass left side is short and incomplete. Short and behind Jacor Pearson. It was a 15-point St. Louis lead with 8:53 to play, and we're heading to commercial break. Yeah, the Trenchers definitely won the Philly the Super Bowl. I mean, the Trenchers have won a lot of teams the Super Bowl. It's all around, like, Philly played as perfect of a game as you could have gotten in the Super Bowl. It was fantastic to watch. I'm very interested to see how they handle next season. Because they have, like, I wouldn't say the defense is depleted, but it's definitely not going to be the same defense. Will be the same offense. But that defense will be interesting to watch and see if they can overcome the shakeups. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was the same thing that happened in 2020 when was it? No, it was yeah, the 2020 season. It was the same thing that happened in that season for KC against Tampa in that Super Bowl. They just couldn't do anything on offense. That's where I'm like, KC, at least from what I've seen and I can remember, they haven't done a whole lot in adding to that offensive line. Okay, they have. Never mind. Yeah. Because they drafted Josh Simmons, they signed Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore was from the Steelers, right? That's the dude. That's the correct dude. No, from the 49ers. Yeah, okay. That was a big addition then. And we'll see. KC is going to be an interesting team to watch this year. The AFC West is not going to be as easy as it has been the past few years. It's definitely going to be the toughest time for them. Yeah, it's obviously still going to be KC's division to lose, but it's going to be a tough battle. Yeah, I'm shocked that he wasn't down by contact. As we're coming back from the commercial break, they're re-showing the scoop and score. I guess Mike Pierre's talking about it, but I don't have the sound up loud enough. Whatever. All right, so waiting for St. Louis to send this one down. Going to bounce and be returned beginning from the 11. Jayshon Corbin has some room. Going to get past the 30 to about the 32. Denver looks really good both sides of the ball. The Chargers are going to be very competitive this year. Obviously, to what extent are they going to be? That's going to be an interesting tale to watch. But I do like what the Chargers have built as well. I guess their big question is the receiving room. And then like the Raiders are a wild card this year. I mean they've drastically changed that team. Mondon shotgun back to his left, 3 receiving options to the left as well, and there is a stoppage pre-snap as I think St. Louis called a timeout. Yeah. So St. Louis calls their first timeout. The AFC West is going to be a fun division. The NFC East is going to be a fun division. They got in-season hard knocks. That's going to be a great tale. Because remember, like one thing with the NFC East, it has been since 2005 that we've had a repeat champion of the NFC East. So, can Philly overcome that this year? Is there going to be a different team that comes out of nowhere? Are the Cowboys going to be back all of a sudden? Is Washington going to be able to do it? We'll see. Mondon shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left, looking to throw. Pressure coming, pass over the middle is going to be caught for a gain of about 7-ish for for Jontre Kirkland. Under 8.5 to play in this first half. Second and four for San Antonio. Mondon shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Going to hand this off left side for Jayshon Corbin. He's going to fight his way for the first down. A gain of 4 exactly. They keep the chains moving. Jayshon Corbin has really exploded onto the scene the past few weeks. He's been a good runner all year, but he has really shown out these past few weeks. Because yeah, Corbin got exactly enough needed for that first down by the tip of the football. And under 8 minutes to play now in the first half, it is 1st and 10. Oh yeah, Sunday is the weird thing where they have game 3 of Dallas Edmonton at like 3 o'clock on Sunday for some reason. Mond and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the right as well. First and 10 from their own 41. Mond looking to throw. Has some time and just going to throw it at the feet of Jashawn Corbin. That screenplay going nowhere. Speaking of, how is Dallas Edmonton going right now? Edmonton's up 1-0 with a minute and a half to play. Okay. The Knicks are up 40-38 with 5:40 to play in the second quarter. Mond and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. Second and 10. As Mond is going to look to throw. Quick pass right side. Caught by Kirkland and has some room. Makes one man miss. He's going to fight his way. Will depend on the spot. Think it's going to be 3rd and inches. It might just barely be a first down. Yeah. Can it be 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1? But St. Louis has given Kirkland room. This has been one of his better games this year so far. And we're not even halfway through it yet. That also goes to show how bad San Antonio has been this year. Mond and shotgun back to his right. Handoff for Corbin up the middle. Gonna break through and spin his way to about the 45. A gain of 5. Under 6.5 to play now in the half. San Antonio, once again, past midfield. They have not been having an issue moving the ball. But it's just St. Louis has been bending, but not breaking as a defense. Playing really well also. Like, they're letting San Antonio move the ball relatively well. But it's just, they're locking down when they need to. Mond and shotgun back to his right, looking to throw. Pressure coming. Mond throwing deep. Right side has a man. And incomplete. Had a step, but couldn't hang on. It's Greg Ward. Oh, that would have been a touchdown. Don't do the seatbelt. He burnt your ass. Oh, it's there. That's a great throw from Kellen Mond. On the run in a bucket. Ward just couldn't hang on. Oh, that yeah. You need to catch that. You need to catch that. Mond and shotgun back to his right. Can hand this off to Corbin up the middle. And that is a gain of about 3, maybe 4. That was an excellent throw from Kellen Mond. Jeez. Yeah, that's placed perfectly. Third and 7. Mond alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And they're going to call their second timeout. We're not going to get the snap off in time. And we're going to head to a commercial break with 4:42 to play in the first half. God, Mikhail. New York's only up by 1 with just under 3 minutes to play in the second quarter over there in game 2. Am I, Botflash, if you're still here, and anyone else that knows the NBA, is it wrong for me to say that tonight is a must-win for the Knicks? Like, can they afford to go down 0-2? Because, I mean, like, yeah, they're a great team and probably could win on the road at one of those 2 games. But you don't want that to be the case. I mean, yeah, obviously game 3 would be a must win. Even if they win today. But like, I don't know. You really. I mean, they've already lost home court. But that's exactly. If they lose here, then they have to win game 3. But to avoid that, you just win tonight. Like losing the first 2 games at home is not where you want to be. Because Indianapolis is going to be absolutely rocking whether the Pacers win or lose tonight. If they win, it's going to be extremely loud. The same way that like tomorrow night at Amerant Bank is going to be hella loud when the Panthers play Carolina because we're up 2-0 on the series. Which I kind of so badly want to go to that game tomorrow. Like I part of me wants to go to game 3, but I don't think I'm going to. Because I'm kind of like holding out to hopefully be able to get like either sweep in the finals or a Panthers in 6. Cause I want to. I went to the game last year where the Panthers won the Eastern Conference. That's where I got my Panther jersey. I was at Game 6 against New York. I want to go to the game where they hoist the cup. I think that would be perfect. 3rd and 7, Mon alone in shotgun, looking to throw on 3rd and 7. Pass left side wide open. It's a first down. Marquez Stevenson, a gain of 10, and they keep the drive alive. Bro, Tyrese Halliburton. Well, I have an idea how to get someone where Mon is shotgun back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. A handoff up the middle. Corbin with room inside the 20 down to the 18. The Brahmas have entered the red zone for the first time today with under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Off the legs of Jayshawn Corbin. He has been running so well tonight, making the St. Louis ground defense look non-existent. Alright, DM toasted if he considers tonight a must-win. Mon and shotgun, a back to each side. 1st and 10 from the 18. Gonna keep it himself on a read option right side and gets to about the 15 before being brought down. So a 2nd and 7 coming up. 3:12 to play in the half. And DM toasted. This man's probably thinking, is this man dumb? Of course it is. It must have. Second and 7, Mond in shotgun, a back to each side. Going to look to throw. Has some time. Not going to try and step up in the pocket. Not going to try and keep it himself. And only gains about a yard. I think if he commits to just taking it himself earlier, it would have worked better. But 2.5 to play in the first half. We're going to need one more play from San Antonio before the 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and 6. Mon and shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Ball on the 14-yard line. Mon to throw. Has time. Pass right side. Caught by Corbin. Going to get just to the first down marker. And it's a 1st and goal for the Brahmas when we get back from commercial break, as we have hit the 2-minute warning in this one. 2 minutes to play. 15-0 lead for the Battlehawks in what is going to be hopefully a great finish. Again, San Antonio has been playing well the entire night offensively. They just have stalled out on drives, both through a really bad 4th down call and then a fumble that went for 6. If they can finish this drive and get to 2 points, all of a sudden this is a much tighter game. But we'll see. What the hell was that, cat? What the? Siakam trying to cook here, but Josh Hart ain't letting him. All right, don't rush too much down the ice. Down the ice, fuck. Down the court. Speaking of, how's Edmonton Dallas going? That game should be at the first intermission by now. Edmonton is up 1-0 after 1. As we're still at the 2-minute warning commercial break. And it's still a commercial break. We're about to hit halftime between New York and Indiana. There's 1.5 seconds left in the first half there. All right, back from commercial break. First and goal. Mond in shotgun, the back to his left. 2 minutes to play. Ball on the 8-yard line. 3 receiving options to the left. A handoff right side for Corbin. Gonna break 1 tackle, but still be brought down at the 5. As the clock continues to run, San Antonio only has 1 timeout. This has been a 7-minute drive for the Brahmas, spanning 13, soon to be 14 plays. Mond and shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. And there's movement up front. Flags, penalty markers fly. Flags fly. With just under a minute and a half to play in the first half. Are they going to call this on St. Louis? No, it's false start on San Antonio. Okay. And the penalties, just they beat themselves with it. They just beat themselves with the penalties. Damon and shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Second and goal from the 10. A handoff to Jay Corbin up the middle. Spinning his way. Touchdown San Antonio. They finally get on the board with a minute 23 to play in the first half. It is a 9-point game. We're back to 1 possession. Jay Corbin, man, he is running so well these past few weeks. That offensive line is blocking really well. He has some great running. Now the 1-point try from the 2 to try and make it an 8-point lead. San Antonio has only successfully converted 3 of these conversion attempts all season. All were from the 2-point marker. Mond and shotgun going to hand this off up the middle for Corbin. He gets in untouched. It's an 8-point St. Louis lead as they're about to get the ball back. A minute 23 to play in the first half. St. Louis has 2 timeouts, so they have a chance here to extend this lead. If not, San Antonio gets ball to begin the second half, and we're heading to a commercial break. All right. All right, all right. We shall see. 1:23 to play in the first half. San Antonio needs to try and make a stand here at the end of the half. They get ball to begin the second half. You want to keep this a one possession game. That way you have a chance to tie it out of the half. But we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Still a commercial break, waiting for what probably will be the final drive of the first half, as St. Louis is about to get the ball back. As you go, just coming back from commercial break. I love how they do this. They keep highlight the differences between pretty much every other quarterback in the UFL and Max Duggan and his throwing motion. It is so funny that they keep highlighting this for no reason besides, oh, it's just something to point out. Duggan has been playing well this season, so it's kind of like a mute point. Yeah, some of his throws do seem short armed, but for the most part, he's throwing well. As the kick return will get past the 30 to about the 32, that's where St. Louis will start things off with a minute 16 left in the first half, trying to at the very least get a field goal here. Rodrigo Blankenship, he can hit from 57, roughly. He just barely missed from 58 last week. He can hit from 57, probably. Yeah, Duggan has always been fun to watch. As he's going to look to throw here on 1st and 10. Pass right side is caught by Akeem Butler with what was a low throw. Gonna say a gain of 6 there, possibly. As there's now a minute to play in the half. Going hurry up. Duggan and shotgun back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. 2nd and 5. Duggan to throw. Pass over the middle. Caught by Akeem Butler. And going to get a first down gain of about 8. 50 seconds to play now. Have to hurry it up a bit. They have 2 timeouts. Duggan in shotgun. Back to his left looking to throw. Has some time. Pass over the middle. It's caught by Jacor Pearson down to the 42. And a first down for St. Louis. 42 seconds now on the clock. 2 timeouts remain. That's a good throw from Duggan. Pressure in his face. Still puts it on the money. Well, again, I say on the money. It was high, definitely. But it was a place where only Jacor Pearson was able to jump up and come down with it. Yeah, Pascal Siakam has 23 after a half. God damn. But yeah, again, Duggan has been playing well today. He's definitely been he's probably been waiting for a game like this where they go pass happy. So Duggan and shotgun back to his right. St. Louis, I believe, called a timeout in between plays. Yep. So Duggan and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the left looking to throw. Need about another first down for field goal range. Pass right side is a wide open shot or Pearson. Why are you going east-west? He's going to gain 5 and get out of bounds. But if you just catch it and instantly turn upfield, you get the first down needed and the clock briefly stops that way. There's no need to go east-west there, especially since you have a timeout as well. You have to go north-south. In this situation, you need to prioritize north-south. So 2nd and 5, Duggan and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the left looking to throw on 2nd and 5. Has time. Pass left side, going to be incomplete. Looking for Blake Jackson, but some great coverage there, and it falls incomplete. So now 3rd and 5, 30 seconds left in the half. You have 1 timeout. You can run the full, you can utilize the full field. You can utilize the full field. You can throw over the middle. But you'd want to go north-south once you catch the ball. As you're not quite in field goal range yet. Duggan to throw. San Antonio sends pressure. Pass right side. Incomplete with penalty markers down. Looking for a slot fade to Hakeem Butler. But Corey Mayfield going to be called for a DPI. And that's going to get 15 for St. Louis and put him in the field goal range. Yeah, that's clear. It's not a badly placed ball at all. Like, yeah, it might be a little bit outside, but it's placed well. Where if Hakeem Butler was able to make a play on that, he might have at least gotten 2 hands on it. As Duggan will throw on 1st and 10, I'm going to roll out to his right to buy some time and escape pressure. Now going to keep it himself and get out of bounds after a gain of 5. Now 2nd and 4, we'll need a gain of 6. 19 seconds left in the half. They have entered the red zone, ball on the 16. Duggan and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side after Duggan's first carry of the game. And Duggan will look to throw. Pass right side is caught, breaks 1 tackle, and going to break a 2nd and get in. Touchdown St. Louis. Frank Darby. And the Battlehawks extend this lead right before the half, 21-7. First target, first reception of the day for Frank Darby, and he goes 16 yards for 6. Maybe not the best of throws there by Duggan, but hey, it worked exactly how you wanted it to. Allow Darby to kind of come back for that, give him a little bit of room to break some tackles. Oh, that ball gets tipped at the line. That's why. Okay, that ball sputtered. And now the 1-point try for St. Louis. Going to hand this off up the middle. And that's going to get stood up and stuffed. No gain on the play. It remains a 14-point St. Louis lead with 12 seconds before halftime. So San Antonio with 1 timeout will have a small chance here, but San Antonio does get ball to begin the second half as well. But that's a fantastic way to end what has been a very pass-happy first half for St. Louis. Max Duggan gets a touchdown pass. Damn, I just realized that this Edmonton-Dallas game has been a lot of shot attempts from both sides. 12 and 13 shots on goal. Again, it is always so funny to see the differences between series and between teams and how they play. Because, like, at the end of 40 minutes last night between the Panthers and Hurricanes, it was like 12 shots on goal for the Panthers and 7 for the Hurricanes. It was not a lot. Return begins inside the 5 and has some room. Down the right side, past the 45 to 50, 45 40, 35 30, 25 20, 15 10, and out of bounds at the 8. There is a single second on the clock. Jaden Sheardon, what a kick return. Going to allow San Antonio to get on the board before half. Ever so slightly ran out of speed. Micah Abram, touchdown save and tackle. He's been having himself a great game. He had to go complete opposite side of the field to make that play. And out comes the field goal unit for San Antonio. A 29-yard kick. Oh, is St. Louis challenging this? Yeah, true. That's very true about Flash. Oh yeah, St. Louis is challenging this, saying that there was holding. So St. Louis is challenging the fact that Quinterio Cole was held during the return. If they win this, it completely changes the outcome of this. So we'll see. But that would have been so St. Louis will lose the challenge in large part because it was well far away from the play. Okay. So call on the field stands. St. Louis will lose their challenge. And their final timeout. San Antonio still has a chance to make this an 11-point game. True. Oh, yeah, there was a surprisingly like I would not have guessed there were 3 really good Micah defensive players in professional football right now. And so after the failed challenge, the 29-yard kick from the right hash. It is up and good. San Antonio steals 3 right at the end of the half. And they get ball to begin the second half, which we have entered halftime. What a sequence there, though. A massive kick return right to end the half. Sets up a field goal try, and San Antonio gets points to end the half. And now St. Louis no longer has their challenge for the rest of the game. But that was a really strong first half nonetheless for St. Louis. We'll see. Yeah, Micah Baker feels solid as well. I don't know, it's just weird. It's just funny. This has been a really solid game. A lot of game-changing plays. The kick return to end the half there, the scoop and score play for St. Louis. I think that was the biggest one, though. Micah Abram has made 2 massive plays in this game. The scoop and score, which he forced and recovered, and then the touchdown save and tackle that only held made it so San Antonio only got 3 to win the half. We'll see. We're at halftime. So in the meantime, how is New York and Indiana doing? It's 52-52 after the Pacers hit a 3 to begin third quarter. Not a great shot from Brunson there. All right, here we go. And now we have all the rosters. But yeah, there's 2 games tomorrow for the UFL. Arlington, Memphis, and then Michigan, Birmingham. That is probably game of the week. Even though it is Danny Edling getting the start for Michigan, and it is Jamar Smith getting the start for Birmingham, that should still be a fantastic game. We shall see. Again, we're at halftime here. I still have the Knicks pulling it out. Like, I still think the Knicks have this, especially if they win tonight. So I would say Knicks Thunder, because I just don't know how the Timberwolves stop what OKC is going right now. OKC is playing a really good brand of basketball that I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of because they get to the line. But I like the way OKC's playing, and as long as the Knicks win tonight, I think they can still pull this out. But we'll see. They're currently down by 2 with 10:15 to play in the third. Brunson just can't do anything with the ball in his hands right now. Hey, Mikhail ties it with a shot over Halliburton. 10 minutes to play in the third. But yeah, it's like this. This is gonna be a great series though, between the Pacers and Knicks. Yeah, both playoffs are set, and thus UFL conference championship tickets are on the market right now. I really hope that the dome is fully packed for that conference championship game against DC. That's gonna be a fantastic game. Because we're still at halftime in this one. What are they calling that? Oh, they call that a blocking foul and 1 for Cat. He goes down kind of awkwardly after Pascal got in the way. Okay, yeah, that's never mind. Yeah, that's clearly not that. Yeah, that's clearly a blocking foul. We shall see. They both of the conference finals on tonight. The Western Conference in the NHL and Eastern Conference in the NBA. Those are going to be like the great conference finals. I would not be surprised if the Thunder sweep, and I'm kind of hoping the Panthers sweep. But at the same time, not really, because I don't want too long of a break in between games. As Tyrese Halliburton slams it down to tie it up. It's weird. Like I would much rather the Panthers win in 6 or 5 or 6 than them sweeping, just because it means there's less time in between games. Because I think no matter what, the Stanley Cup finals begin like June 4th or 5th, I want to say. I know the NBA finals begin June 5th. I want to say the NHL, the Stanley Cup finals will be around that same time. So, like, yeah, you don't want too big of a break in between games because you're just going to get all those bumps and bruises you're gonna start to feel them, which is what Carolina's kind of dealing with now because like they handled Washington easily in 5, and then the Panthers went till 7 with Toronto, so it was just Carolina had more rest. Which in basketball, yeah, that's fine. You're cool having no longer rest in basketball because it's not as physical of a sport. But it really is more beneficial in hockey to have the less time in between games, I feel. We'll see. Good shot by McHale puts the Knicks down by 3 with 7:40 to play in the third. We're at halftime here. Keeping an eye on this Indiana New York game. Game 2. We shall see. Yeah, St. Louis has been having a great game today. As we await the start of the second half, San Antonio gets ball to begin the second half. In what is an 11-point lead for St. Louis. In the game that has been fairly even. I mean, passing yards wide, that's a St. Louis domination. But for the most part, it's been an even game. That's an and one for Siakam. God damn. Also, if the Pacers win tonight, I would not be shocked if they win this series in 4 or 5. Heading to a solid halftime, solid commercial breaks, and all that for the UFL here. Just checking on Dallas Edmonton. Yes, I'm kind of hoping to play Dallas in the finals. I really don't want to play Edmonton again. We don't need a repeat of that. I mean, it's like, yeah, I would rather play Skinner than Ottinger, but I feel like Florida matches up against both of these teams pretty well. I mean, we did beat Edmonton last year. Like, I could see this series going 7 between Dallas and Edmonton. We'll see. Still a lot of commercial breaks, a lot of halftime here between San Antonio and St. Louis, waiting for this game to enter the second half. Are they call a penalty on Dallas here? Damn. Yeah, because like Skinner has been one of those goalies these playoffs where he either has an absolutely fantastic game or plays like complete dog shit. But we'll see. All right. Coming back from halftime, San Antonio gets ball to begin the second half. It's an 11-point deficit, looking to try and make this a little bit more of a game. They had a great kick return right before the end of the half that resulted in them getting a field goal. We'll see if something similar can happen here. Oh, it's an Apple TV exclusive. I fucking hate that. But we shall see. Did that kick return? Did that kick return right before the end of the half? Did that kick return give him enough momentum to storm back in this game? We shall see. As kickoff is underway, going to be returned beginning from the 5. This is Jonathan Kirkland, who's going to get up past the 30, breaking tackles and has room. Past the 40, 35, past midfield, and brought down at the 45. Great starting field position for San Antonio on another great return. Back-to-back really great kick returns for San Antonio. We'll see if they're able to ride this. Jamon and shotgun gonna hand this off up the middle and has some room for Jaden Sheridan to gain about 5. Good pass to OG. Again, I have the Knicks page come on in the background here. Oh hey, it's Alan Bowman, Oklahoma State legend. He was with, I want to say, Michigan the first week or two of the season. Now he's with San Antonio. Would love to see him get some playing time here. He could be a guy for this Brahmas team next year. Mon and shotgun back to his right, 2 receivers to each side, looking to throw as St. Louis sends some pressure. Mon keeping it himself up the middle and has some room and sliding down past the 30 to the 29, maybe 28, as that's a first down for the Brahmas. Hell yeah, Alan Bowman's here. I knew he spent a long time in college. He spent 7 years in Oklahoma in college and only has 65 touchdowns to show for it. I still would like to see him get a shot here in the UFL. Same thing with Tawala Tagovailoa. He's signed over in the Europe League right now. We'll love to see him get a shot at the UFL next year. As Mon throws right side, that's caught at the 20 for a gain of 9. That is Jacob Harris on the reception. It is 2nd and 1. Who has been another pretty solid San Antonio drive. It helps that they had some really good starting field position, but still. Demond and shotgun, a back to each side on 2nd and 1 from the 20. And going to hand this off up the middle and has some room for a first down and then some past the 15 to the 13. That is Aiden Robbins on the carry. And they have entered the red zone once again. He was a college football journeyman. I don't think that's a good thing. But I did not realize he spent 2 years at Michigan. So, hey, that's good for him. Mond and shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Talking about Alan Bowman there, by the way. And I'm going to hand this off up the middle and going to be a gain of a yard, maybe, for Jaden Sheridan. Not seeing a lot of Jayshon Corbin so far this half. All right, 2nd and 9. Mond and shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. As Mond will look to throw. Pressure coming, hit while throwing this one, pass right side, and incomplete. Looking for... that was Jayshon Corbin at the backfield he was looking for. And now 3rd and 9. Would like to find the end zone on this drive. I mean, you start off for that great field position, so you would like to find the end zone here. But we'll see. Mond and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Ball on the 12-yard line. Mond to throw. Pass right side for the end zone. And caught. Touchdown San Antonio. It was Elise Mack on the reception. And it is a 5-point lead for the Battlehawks. What a catch going up for that one. And a great throw by Kellen Mond, placing it where only his guy can get it. I don't know how they're doing this. Yeah, we have a game on our hands. Hey, they're playing really well. I mean, they had a great game last week as well against Memphis. That honestly, they probably should have won. But I think a large part of it is just Kellen Mond has found his confidence again. He's not being scared to throw some of these passes. As they're gonna review this, the ball's loose. Oh no, yeah, that's incomplete. That's gonna be incomplete. He couldn't hang on through the ground. What a play there by Willie Harvey. You force that ball just loose enough. And it's going to be incomplete. 4th and 9. With 11 minutes to play in the third. I guess, yeah. I mean, it's special teams as well. There's definitely a large portion of this is on special teams. Because of those massive kick returns. Now a 30-yard kick from Tristan Vizcano to make this an 8-point game. It is up. And it is ever so barely good. Snuck through that left upright with penalty markers down. Oh, what's this? Exactly. All these guys are still playing with a lot of heart and intensity because this is their futures on the line. Who knows if you get another shot at this? It was offsides on St. Louis. It will be declined. The field goal is good, and it's an 8-point St. Louis lead with about 12 minutes to play in the third. A lot of these guys are trying to stay on these rosters for the year. There's a weird thing with the UFL. The weird thing with the UFL is everyone is on a 1-year contract. There's no multi-year contracts in the UFL for some reason. Oh my fuck, that's Timothy Charlemagne sitting courtside for the Knicks game. Man is sitting next to Ben Stiller. What the? Yeah, all the stars out there for New York tonight. Jeez. They better not throw this game. Goddamn. They showed Tracy Morgan there as well. It's tied up at 70 with 4 minutes to play in the third between the Knicks and Pacers. This has been a great game. Are they starting to double team Halliburton already? I mean, I get it, but geez. As we're still at commercial break between St. Louis and San Antonio, waiting for the kickoff after the opening drive field goal for the Brahmas to begin the second half. Bro, Brunson's being put in hell. Some great defense by Indiana right now. God damn. And Brunson still gets a shot off that goes in. Jeez. That is a great point as well, is that they're trying to get them to the NFL. But there is 100% a way to word a contract that can be multi-year and still allow them to get to the NFL after a year. Now, I think most of the contracts are worded in a way to where, like, if they, to where, like, the team they're on this year has their rights for next year. I believe it's worded in that way, and that's why you still see a lot of players come back to these teams. But I would like there to be multi-year deals, so that way players have a little bit more of like a stability aspect to them. And plus, like, it calls for better storylines as well. The same way in the NFL, where it's like, oh, this dude's on this dude just signed a X year, like Brock Purdy. His storyline to watch next year is gonna be amazing because he just signed this massive multi-year deal. I would hope they're trying to do that. I think once the league gets more stable, they're gonna start adding multi-year deals. It would just be better for the league. As Frank Darby on the kick return get up to about the 30 before being forced out of bounds. That's also true as well with the similar pay. It's weird. Brandon Silvers is in the game for St. Louis. What happened to Max Duggan? Well, Brandon Silvers, he was with Houston in 2023. He had a good season there, led them pretty well to a 6-2 record. Now he's in the game for the Battlehawks. I mean, I guess he's resting's fine, but really? In this tight of a game? Silvers in shotgun, looking to throw, has time, pass right side, going for Hakeem Butler. It's caught past midfield to the 45 with a penalty marker down. We'll see what this is. Pay skill might be by position, but I think it's all roughly the same either way. It's defensive hold in, which will be declined. So Brandon Silvers comes in and one pass attempt, a great play to Hakeem Butler on a stop and go. That's placed beautifully. Holy. So Silvers and shotgun back behind him. A handoff up the middle for Jarvion Howard, who's going to find some room and gain about 12, maybe 13, and a first down. Yeah, I think a large portion of the reason as to why Silvers is in is because not only are playoff spots already locked up, but basically seeding is already locked up as well, with both Ford Field and Audi Field not being able to host the playoff games. It's guaranteed already that they're going to be in St. Louis and in Birmingham, so there's no real point of playing these final 2 weeks. Handoff left side for Jarvion Howard is going to gain about 2 on the play. I mean, I wouldn't play Silvers all next game, but I would do the same thing you're doing today, where you play Duggan for a half and then you play Silvers for the second half. just so that way, like Duggan stays hot. So Silver's in shotgun, gonna hand this off up the middle for Jarvion Howard. Gonna bulldoze his way to about the 25, maybe the 26. And then, yeah, that's true as well. It's way for these guys to get tape. And again, like Brandon Silvers, he played incredibly well in the XFL in 2023. So give him more shots here. Pretty sure he was with St. Louis last year as their third string. It was good to see him finally get some action. He's in shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, gonna look to throw. Quick pass right side, caught by Jacor Pearson. Gonna be. What is it? You're gonna say he got the first in a gain of 2. That's a hell of a second effort by Jacor Pearson, who I thought for sure would have been down for no gain. Also, hold on. My friend just texted me something about this Edmonton-Dallas game. No, they didn't. Okay. But yeah, that's a great second effort by Pearson. We'll see. Okay, now they're marking him down short. It'll be a 4th and 2 for St. Louis. 8 minutes to play in the third. Edmonton is up 3-0 over Dallas out of nowhere. We'll see if they blow this one again. But because unlike 2 nights ago, am I fully able to watch all the games tonight? Unless I wanted to like kind of hinder this UFL stream, which I don't really care to do so for Edmonton, Dallas, and New York, Indiana. So I'm not like fully watching the Edmonton game. He texted me saying that they blew another 3-0 lead, and I thought, no way. They're up 3-0 right now in this game too. We'll see if they blow it. And now there's a penalty marker on the play. What's going on in this? San Antonio makes the 3rd down stand. And then after the play, it was unsportsmanlike conduct on San Antonio. The penalties, the unnecessary penalties have lost them so many games this year. That's a terrible play. Jordan Williams called for unsportsmanlike conduct. And now it's 1st and goal from the 10. Silver's going to hand this off to Jarvion Howard, who's going to get to about the 4. Man, oh man. Yeah, obviously if Duggan is hot, you want to keep him in. Which that was the case tonight. Like he was hot in that first half. So I'm kind of shocked that he didn't stay in, at least until like the 4th. But oh well. Logan Woodside, I think he was in the NFL most of the season, I think, for Tennessee. He might have been somewhere, but I'm not sure with St. Louis. Hand off to Jarvion Howard, right side is going to be a no-gain play right back to the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal coming up. We have a back and forth action between Indiana and New York. I know Logan Woodside, I think he either recently signed with Tennessee or was with Tennessee last year. No, he recently signed with Cincy, that's what it was. Yeah, no. Logan Woodside wasn't with the UFL last year. He was with the AAF, but not the UFL. Silver's in shotgun back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. San Antonio sends pressure. Pass over the middle. It's tipped at the line and incomplete. Would have had Gary Jennings wide open over the middle. Instead, it's 4th and goal. And I imagine we're going to be seeing Rodrigo Blankenship to try and make this an 11-point game once again. And yep, out comes Blankenship. 23-yard kick from the right hash. Made his first one earlier on in the day from 21 yards out. This one is up and good. 11-point lead for the Battlehawks. Yeah, he was with Cincy, he was with Tennessee, he was with Atlanta most of the season last year. And I think it said he re-signed with Cincy. Yeah, he recently re-signed with Cincy. I went to Toledo, that's right. Yeah. Like he's one of those guys where if it wasn't for spring football, his NFL career might have flatlined in the practice squad. But he got his chance with the San Antonio Commanders in the AAF and has since been like a solid like backup option for teams. It's rad commercial break in this one. I'm shocked, dude. Yep, still at commercial break. $12 minutes to play between the Pacers and the Knicks. They're all tied up at 81. This is going to be a fantastic game, too. Meanwhile, Edmonton is up 3-0 over Dallas entering the third period. We'll see if Dallas could come back in that one, but they might have gotten a great Stuart Skinner night in the coin flip. Oh, it was after they respotted the ball for 4th and 2. He was talking shit to the sideline, and thus the drive stayed alive for St. Louis. They still held him to a field goal, but that's a penalty you can't be taking. All right, 6 minutes to play in this third quarter. It's an 11-point St. Louis lead. We'll see what San Antonio's kickoff can do again. Going to be returned beginning from about the 7 and have some room. It's John Trey Kirkland on the left side, going to be brought down near the 29. So not as good of a return this time. Oh, no, that was... Who's on the return? It was Sean Fresh on the return this time. Not as creative return as the past 2 times, but still it's a pretty solid starting field position. As Kellen Mond is still taking the field for San Antonio. Mond and shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Ball on the 30 as Mond is going to hand this off to Jayshon Corbin up the middle, who's going to gain about 5. If this Pacers-Knicks game goes to overtime again, like if it goes to overtime again, man. And 2nd and 5 for San Antonio. 5:20 to play in the quarter. Mond and shotgun back to his right, looking to throw. Pass over the middle. It's caught for a first down. A gain of 9 for Marquez Stevenson. And they're staying ahead of the chains really, really well. 4-3 LSU against A&M. Hey, hold strong. Mondin shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff left side for Jayshon Corbin. Will gain about half a yard, maybe. 4.5 to play in the third quarter. Indiana has some fantastic passing they do. Like, my God, they pass the ball well. Mondin shotgun back to his left. 2 receiving options to each side looking to throw. Has some time, pass right side is incomplete. Nearly picked off as Jacob Harris slipped on the top of his route. And it goes through the hands of Miles Jones. That's when he's going to want back. Both Kellen Mond and Miles Jones. Yeah, that should have been picked off. Through the arms. That's unfortunate. Right, so just comes down to the pitching staff. That's good. LSU has, again, some great pitching staffs throughout the years. Mondin shotgun back to his right. 2 receivers to each side on 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Quick pass left side caught by Stevenson for a receiver screen. And goes east to west and only picks up a yard. I don't think he gets it if he goes north-south. But you need to go north-south more. And the San Antonio is going to be forced to send this one down. Unfortunate. It's the first punt of the night for either team. And Brad Wing is set to send this one down. Punt comes off clean. Going to bounce out of bounds inside the 20. And thus it will be a touchback. We'll get out to about the, I think, 25-30-ish, somewhere around there. Oh my, the Pacers up by 6, under 10 to play. Oh my, the Pacers. Oh yeah. I mean, again, I don't know nearly as much about college baseball as I do about the MLB, and even I don't know a lot about the MLB. But I think I have faith. Go LSU. UCF ain't doing shit in the baseball world this year. They had a down year this year after losing good old John Rice Plumlee no longer in center field. Hey, he was a solid baseball player for UCF as well. He did both. And now what? Is he in Seattle or Pittsburgh now? I don't remember which one. If he's someone that I would like to see make his way to the UFL as well. Because he was a fun quarterback to watch. Yeah, he's in Seattle right now. Yeah, he's someone that can make his way over to the UFL as well, and I would like watching him. Honestly, I've been waiting for like a true team to root for in the UFL outside of like a true team to put stake into. If John Rice Plumlee goes to the UFL, sign me up for whatever team that is. Hopefully it's not like a fucking Houston or something. I mean, no, Houston would be solid. I think Houston sticks with McLennan next year. So you probably go, probably like Memphis then. But the UFL MVP race. I mean, Bryce Perkins didn't play last week. That kind of hurt his odds, but I think it's still Bryce Perkins. They have Rudolph. They have Will Howard. I think they have one more. But yeah, they're still just waiting for Rodgers to sign at this point. Silver's still in the game for St. Louis. Will look to throw in 1st and 10. Pass right side, caught by Jarvion Howard into flat. Breaks one tackle and going to be forced out of bounds for a gain of 8. I think they have a third. It's Mason Rudolph. It's Will Howard. And I want to say they signed someone as well. Oh yeah, they have Skylar Thompson. That's who it is. Forgot about that. Silver's in shotgun back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. A 2nd and 1. Handoff to Howard up the middle. Going to be a 1st down and then some. Pile being pushed. Past the 45 to the 46. What a shot. See, under the Packers proposal, that would have been a 10-yard penalty against St. Louis. I do not blame anyone for forgetting about Skylar Thompson. He had like 3 really solid weeks for Miami in 2022. And that was it. New York down by 6 with 9:20 to play against the Pacers. As Silvers shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Make that Pacers 9-point lead. As Silvers pass left side to Scott with room to run. Jacor Pearson out of bounds at the 31. Massive play for St. Louis. Brandon Silvers, what a pass. On the money to Jacor Pearson. Again, Brandon Silvers, he played really well a few years ago in the XFL. 6-2 as a starter, 64% completion. He has his chance once again tonight. Silvers in shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff up the middle, has some room. Breaking 1 tackle, is going to be fighting his way for a 1st down carry. That is Kavon Latulis, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. It's been a long while since I've had to. But a nice 10-yard carry there. And we need 1 more play minimum before the end of the 3rd quarter. Silvers in shotgun back to his right, 2 receiving options to each side. Gonna motion the tight end right to left, as you can tell that they're not trying to keep their main guys healthy. Silver's gonna keep it himself right side and lose a yard. Who knows what's... Yeah, 3rd string running backs in the game now for St. Louis, as that's the end of the 3rd quarter. I don't think Pittsburgh would trade for Will Levis. I honestly, I think the best course of action, if we get too late in the... If Rodgers doesn't sign by midway through June, you just ride with Will Howard and see what you have in him. He was your rookie you drafted. Liao 6th round, but see what you have in him. And if he ends up being terrible, you get yourselves Arch Manning. It works perfectly. Like, the Steelers don't need to abide by Aaron Rodgers. They have a path set up to be just fine if they don't get him. You say that, but Daniel Jones is about to be starting for the Colts next season by midway through the year. Like, if I'm the Steelers, the deadline is June 1st. If Rodgers is not signed by June 1st, you pull the offer off the table. But I could see them waiting a little bit longer. If Rodgers is not signed by June 1st, I would pull the offer off the table and say good luck finding a different team. You wasted your chance. And then you just ride with Will Howard or Mason Rudolph and see what you have with all the other guys. Yeah, you're wasting a year. But then you get yourself the first overall pick, maybe, and can get yourself Will Howard, not Will Howard, Arch Manning, and be fine. Like, the Steelers do not need to bow down to Aaron Rodgers right now. And like, it's just that whole situation is so weird. I mean, the Steelers very well might go 9-8 with just that defense and a style of play that is not at all pass happy. Like, again, the Steelers defense alone is probably going to win them about 4 or 5 games this year. Like it always does. So, like, if Will Howard just doesn't, like, if Will Howard plays smart, the Steelers will be another 9-win team, or be like a 7 to 9-win team. But like, if you sign Aaron Rodgers, it's not going to work. Bob Flash, if at this time next year we're talking about Garrett Nussmeier and if we're talking about Garrett Nussmeier as a number 1 overall pick, I don't know what I'll do. I was gonna say something really stupid, but I'm like, wait, there's still that chance. What if all of a sudden Garrett Nussmeier just breaks Joe Burrow's passing record? But yep, June 8th, the UFL Conference Championships, 3 p.m. EST is Michigan versus Birmingham. 6 p.m. EST is DC versus St. Louis. Okay, but what if? Because really, I don't see any other way that Nussmeier is a first overall pick unless he throws for 60 plus touchdowns. And even then, it's an asterisk. Silver's in shotgun, back to his right as we're starting the 4th quarter. 2nd and 11, looking to throw. Pass right side, wide open. Touchdown, St. Louis. Hakeem Butler. And the Battlehawks extend this lead to 17 to begin the 4th quarter. My, oh my. What a route by Hakeem Butler. Oh, beautiful double move. Got him fighting. A good pump fake as well by Silvers. The pump fake and the double move. And all of a sudden, Sean Fresh is looking for it, needs a map to figure out that play. No, they shouldn't. But again, it's the type of thing that would perfectly sum up college football. Where out of nowhere, 2019 LSU was reincarnated. Going for the 2-point try from the 5, and there is a stoppage pre-snap. As with 3 seconds left on the play clock, we have St. Louis calling their first timeout. This is a 5-point Pacers lead. Never mind, making an 8-point Pacers lead with 7.5 to play in the 4th. Hell yeah, go LSU. Yeah, I do like LSU's Brandon a lot. Why is OG taking 3s? Good rebound by Mitchell Robinson. Brunson wide open, take that. From the wing. Bucket. 7 minutes to play, 5-point Pacer lead. As we're still waiting for the conversion attempt here. The 2-point try from the 5. There's Seneca Wallace on the sideline. Former Seattle Seahawk and now the quarterback coach for the St. Louis Battlehawks. As Silver's in shotgun back to his left looking to throw. Has some time. Pass over the middle. It's caught. And they're going to say short. Couldn't quite cross the plane for John Corey Pearson. And it remains a 17-point lead. Halliburton misses and Brunson goes the other way. Good lay from McHale. 3-point game between the Pacers and the Knicks. I just realized this is an Obi Toppin revenge series, as that's going to be a foul. And Miles Turner goes to the line for 2. Second straight SEC semifinal. Man, if only LSU football can do that. If only LSU football could have some consistency. Just still 3-0 between. Oh, you guess Stewart Skinner blocking breakaways? Yeah, Edmonton's about to win game 2. I had to. Four-point Pacer lead now. As we start a commercial break between St. Louis and San Antonio. Did they call that on Brunson? No. 2017. It's officially recognized by the NCAA. I don't want to hear anything. Brunson missed that from the free throw line. Damn. Oh, after review, St. Louis does convert the 2-point try. It is a 19-point lead for the Battlehawks. Good pass down low for Mitchell Robinson. He gets fouled and misses the dunk. Gonna go for the line for 2. Good play by Nimhard. Yeah, so St. Louis did convert the 2-point try after review. 19-point lead. Still pretty much the entire fourth quarter to play. They scored on the first play of the quarter. So Blankenship set to send this one down. Kickoff underway, going to be returned beginning from about the 3. Some room here, past the 25, past the 30, and brought down at the 32-ish. And I imagine it's still Kellen Mond taking the field here for the Brahmas. All right, Mitch hit one of those free throws. He has 5 points tonight. God damn it, Mitchell Robinson. All right, yep, Mond and shotgun back to his right. Going to hand this off up the middle. And that's going to be Jaden Sheardon for about 6. As Akeem Butler is now taking over this sideline interviewing his offensive lineman. I love to see it. Yeah, exactly. Shut up. Now, do I think UCF actually would have beaten 2017 Bama? Fuck no. Do I care? Also no. Mondin shotgun back to his left. We'll hand this off right side and gonna be no gain on the play for Aiden Robbins. Still brought down at the 38 as the New York is giving the Pacers too much space. 4:20 to play is a 6-point Pacer lead still. Because every time New York gets it close, the Pacers just start hitting threes. It's a 3rd and 3 for San Antonio as well, by the way. As Brunson's going to the line for 2. Play clock winding down. Mondin shotgun back to his right, 3 receiving options to the left. Ball on roughly to 39. We'll look to throw. Has some time. Pass left side is going to be incomplete. Nearly a great catch by Greg Ward. Ever so slightly overthrown, but still one he should have came down with. As the Brahmas are going to send out the punting unit here. Okay. Yeah, the Battlehawks. 9-1 record at home since the start of last season. Their one loss came against DC earlier this year. They're going to look for revenge for that loss over the next 2 weeks. As San Antonio's punt comes off clean, going to be returned beginning from inside the 10. And as Jacor Pearson breaks one tackle and gets out of bounds near the 21. Damn, that's crazy. But yeah, you lost this. Yeah, y'all lost the Sugar Bowl because you were already voted the champions before the game. So what was the point in playing it? Bro, the Pacers are not missing their shots right now. They missed like 1 or 2 here and there, but for the most part, they are firing in all cylinders. What was that, Mitchell Robinson? Oh, I feel so bad for Mitchell Robinson because he's about to be fucking terminated by Knicks fans for this performance late in the game again. Yeah, if it's Mickey Mouse, who cares? It's a 7-point Pacer lead with 3:23 to play. Pascal Siakam has been having his way tonight. And now he's at the line for 2. Makes the first. As we're still at commercial break between St. Louis and San Antonio. Siakam hits them both. 9-point Pacer lead. Yeah, who knows? Oh no, it started. The Pacers are hacking or hack-a-shacking Mitchell Robinson. No. You're gonna need to take him out. Oh my. They're hack-a-shacking Mitchell Robinson with 3:20 to play in the game. And he misses. We're just coming back from commercial break between San Antonio and St. Louis. As they're interviewing Sanika Wallace on the sideline, the QB coach for the Battlehawks. And again, former Seattle Seahawk. All right, he makes the second. 8-point Pacer lead, 3:20 to play. As Brandon Silvers, I believe, is still taking the field here for St. Louis. Better hurry up down the court before they foul Mitchell Robinson again. Well, don't give him the ball. You're asking for him to be fouled. Silver shotgun back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side. Silver's to throw. Pressure coming. Pass right side. Going for it deep. Has a man incomplete. Jacor Pearson couldn't quite see it. It was there. It was a nicely placed ball. ever so slightly overthrown, but still one that Pearson could have adjusted towards. Yeah, maybe not though. Maybe might have been too overthrown. Oh, yeah, that probably should have been a penalty on the back end. Brahma player went low, but no penalty. Handoff up the middle on 2nd and 10. Has to move a first down and more. Past the 35 and down to the 37, 38. That is Kavan Latulas on the carry, the third string running back for the Battlehawks, as their eyes are set for next week and for the playoffs at this point, with the playoffs having already been clinched. Want to keep their main guys healthy. And yeah, Mitchell Robinson has been subbed out now. Good. Silver's in shotgun, back to his left, two receiving options to each side, and will hand this off once again and going to fight his way for a gain of roughly 5. New York now going full court press with 2:30 to play. It's an 8-point Pacer lead. We have 11.5 to play here between St. Louis and San Antonio in the 19-point Battlehawk lead, as it's 2nd and 5. Silver's in shotgun, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right, and going to hand this off up the middle, and there's some room to run a first down and more up to midfield for Kavan Latulas, and they keep the chains moving. Under 11 minutes to play now. A minute 50 to play between the Pacers and New York. 8 minutes to play. A 8-point deficit for New York. A minute and a half to play. Brunson, 3. Good. 5-point game. A minute 40 to play. Can New York pull off the comeback? As Silver's in shotgun, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna motion a tight end left to right. Gonna toss this right side for Jarvion Howard, who's going to find some room and break tackles and stumble his way to about the 45. Miles Turner for 3, off. Rebound, McHale, a minute 19 to play. 5-point Pacer lead. Brunson taking it up. Probably need another, maybe not 3, but gonna need to score relatively quickly. Brunson trying to work here. Layup is good. 3-point Pacer lead. A minute 6 to play. This is going to come down to the wire. 2nd and 5, 9:50 to play in this one between St. Louis and San Antonio. Silver's in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side, ball on the plus 45. Handoff to Howard up the middle is going to be a gain of roughly 5.5, maybe 6, enough for a first down, as we head to a commercial break between the Knicks and the Pacers. Dallas Edmonton is still a 3-0 Edmonton lead. So Silver's in shotgun, back to his right. 2 receiving options to each side, looking to throw. Silver's with time, launch one deep. Right side has a man. Incomplete. Ever so slightly overthrows Shakur Pearson, who would have been an easy walk-in touchdown, but couldn't quite hang on to that one. Oh, it was there. Ever so slightly overthrows the pass. Oh man, that's a tough one. That's definitely one you want back. He had a pretty solid first half, or first quarter, but yeah, it's just been an off one. As a 2nd down play, Silvers is going to hand this off and going to be brought down for a loss of 2. Good play off the corner blitz there by, I believe that's Corey Mayfield. Now 3rd and 11. Silver shotgun back to his right, looking to throw. Has time, pass right side is caught. And going to break one tackle is Frank Darby. He now fumbles and picked up by San Antonio. Tried doing too much there. And it's going to be San Antonio ball with 7:40 to play. Knicks get a big rebound. 33 seconds to play. Down by 3. Brunson with the ball. Getting the screen by Hart. Brunson going to try and find some room, but being guarded well by, I believe that's Nembhard. Brunson trying to do something. Pass low to Josh Hart is good. 110-109. 14.7 to play as we're heading to a commercial break. And there's a foul called on the Knicks. The ball would have been passed out of bounds. Oh my. Yeah, it's definitely hard to lose this one for St. Louis. But that was just a case of Frank Darby trying to do too much and trying to make a play there on third down. Which, respectable if this was a closer game. But it's not. Kind of just, you're not in field goal range really anyway, so just go down. Go down and make the stats, make your stat sheet look a bit better. And it was Neesmith guarding. Wait, no shot Halliburton about to be subbed out, right? With 14 seconds? The first free throw by Neesmith is good. Halliburton getting subbed out. I'm sorry, what? Am I missing something? Does he have too many fouls or something? Why is Halliburton being subbed out right now? Maybe for the defense, probably. That's probably why. Second free throw for Neesmith is going good. So 15 seconds. The Knicks have one timeout but won't use it. Down by 3. Trying to get Brunson some space here. 3. Brunson deep. Misses. And trying to get the rebound is Miles Turner. And there's the foul. And the Pacers are going to win game. What? That's not a good shot, Brunson. Like, why are you taking that deep of a 3? There's no need for that. There's no need for that deep of a 3 right there. That's just not a good shot. But Miles Turner's at the line. He makes one this probably game. The Knicks do have a timeout. As we're just coming back from commercial break, they're showing this fumble once again. And there's a good free throw. The Pacers. The Pacers will win game 2. Mondin shotgun back to his left. Gonna hand this off to Jayshawn Corbin up the middle, who's going to gain about 6-ish on the play. Yeah, gain of 6, so 7.5 to play in the game. It's 2nd and 4 for San Antonio. Miles Turner makes both free throws. 5-point game, 4 seconds to play. Oh yeah, they've had uniform camps like that the entire year. It's been fun. Mon alone in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, looking to throw. Has some time. Now going to try and throw this over the middle, but it's tipped at the line and incomplete. And they call this a live ball? If so, it's picked up by San Antonio out of the way for a massive loss of yards. I think that was just a tipped pass. And I swear, if New York, after all this time of waiting to get back to the conference finals, gets swept by the Pacers, Going down 2-0 heading into Indianapolis for the first time this series. As Mon looks at throwing 3rd and 4, rolling right to it, buy some time. Throwing one deep right side and incomplete. Looking for John Trey Kirkland, but couldn't hang on through the contact. Is 4th and 4. Oh, yeah. Was Hoskins with the tip. Yeah, Phil Hoskins. Yeah, that pass was underthrown there to Kirkland. But part because he was on the run. So under 6 minutes of play in this one is 4th and 4. And I believe out comes the punting unit. Although, 19-point game. And now keeping the offense on the field. Mon and shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right. Will look to throw. Has time. Pass right side is caught by D. Anderson. But brought down instantly. Only a gain of 1. And Mike Rose makes the stand. 0 for 2 on 4th down tonight for the Brahmas. As he had the Pacers go up 2-0. Teams that lead conference final 2-0, 76-6 record all time. The Pacers might be going to the finals. We'll see though. Still plenty of series left as we're at a commercial break. But man, the Pacers. The Pacers have always been New York's kryptonite. And it's being showcased once again. Meanwhile, Edmonton still up 3-0 over Dallas with 7:11 to play in the 3rd period. Dallas came back down 3-0 in game 1. Trying to do the same here in game 2, but I think they're getting a good Skinner night. Oh yeah, that was a nice save by Skinner. They're showing some of his good saves this game. There's still a commercial break here between St. Louis and San Antonio. Yeah, it's still a commercial break. Yeah, Stars just can't get anything going now in the ozone. Can't get set up. Edmonton's playing some really good defense right now. All right, just coming back from the commercial break. We shall see. We shall see. What does St. Louis have in store for the rest of this one? There's 5:36 to play in this game. St. Louis looking to get to 7 wins on the season. Up by 19. Not plenty of time, but good amount of time left. Who knows if a miracle can happen. Silvers and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Ball on the +41. Gonna hand this off right side and then go in to try and get the sideline. We'll gain about 2 for Kevon Latulis. So a 2nd and 8 coming up for the Battlehawks. Four penalties against San Antonio, none against the Battlehawks. They've been playing a great game. Silvers and shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right for 2nd and 8. Gonna hand this off up the middle, and that is a gain of about 3. It was the DC earlier this season was the only like technical home loss. Because again, playoff losses don't count towards that stat. So yeah, it was a loss to DC in week 3. That has been the only home loss in the UFL. As Silvers and shotgun back to his left, looking to throw on 3rd and 5. Quick pass right side, caught by Jackson, has room inside the 25 and out of bounds at the 23. Yeah, it wasn't counting playoffs. Most of those stats, if they do count playoffs, there would be a mention of it. Like, for example, until the Panthers showed up, the Hurricanes were undefeated in the playoffs at home. And then the Panthers took 2. Silvers and shotgun back behind him. We'll hand this off up the middle. And that is going to be a first down and more. The 10-5 touchdown St. Louis. Kevon Latulas extends this lead even more. Also, they're saying that Michigan is... No, it's Birmingham is 5-3. I'm dumb. .348 to play, and St. Louis firmly has put this one away. The 1-point try from the 2. Silvers and shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the right. Gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's gonna be a successful conversion for Kevon Latulas. And it is now a 26-point Battlehawks lead. Still technically only 3 possessions. Why, Bob Flash? Why? That's great. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, that's why Toasted hasn't responded to me yet. He's playing Rivals. He needs to get his frustration out. All right, kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from inside the 5 at the 2. Going to work his way past the 20, trying to find some room. Down the left side is Jaden Sheardon. Past the 30, 35, and out of bounds at the 37. I like K-Dot as well. This is funny. $39 points for the Battlehawks, a season high for I think both sides, or for anyone. As Dallas goes empty net with 3:25 to play, down by 3. Edmonton's about to steal home ice, going back for game 3. I really hope Dallas can pull it off. I don't want to play Edmonton again. Mon going to hand this off up the middle for Jay-Sean Corbin, who's going to have some room to gain about 6 or 7. But Dallas going to need to score quick here. But it's just, they just... And every night, Skinner does a coin flip to if he's going to have a shutout or a pretty mediocre game. And tonight seemed to got the shutout. Mon and shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the right as well. 2nd and 3 for the Brahmas. Looking to throw. Pressure coming. Pass right side. Incomplete. Trying to get to the dump off man of Jaden Sheardon. But Not much going there. Instant pressure forces that ball out quicker than expected. Yeah, it's been a really solid year for the Battlehawks. A great game for the Battlehawks. I mean, Brandon Silvers came in at the half and started playing really well. Yeah, I love to see that as well. Mond and shotgun gonna hand this off left side. Breaks one tackle, breaks a second, and has a first down carry for Jaden Sheridan. A gain of 4 to keep the drive alive as Edmonton goes on the power play. They held on. Edmonton's gonna win this 3-0 to even up the series heading to Edmonton. Damn. Mon looking to throw in first and 10. Pressure coming, trying to pass the right side, but it's going to be incomplete. St. Louis getting some great pressure, getting some great pressure here. Has 2 minutes to play. Into a commercial break. Commercial break, 2-minute warning. We shall see. See that commercial break. See that commercial break is just 2 minutes to play in this one. We shall see. So again, tomorrow there is 2 games. Arlington and Memphis, and also Michigan at Birmingham. I believe Arlington, Memphis is at noon, with Michigan, Birmingham being at 3 o'clock, or it might be swapped. Either way, I will be live for both of those tomorrow as well. And then Sunday, we have DC versus Houston at 4 p.m. EST. So that will also be live for that one. That should be a pretty good game as well. Mon pass left side caught by Craig Ward. Going to be a screen play that gains about 5 or 6. Not bad, not bad. So 3rd and 5, Mon looking to throw once again. Pressure coming, pass over the middle, it's tipped and incomplete. Mon hit while throwing that one, throws the ball, I think at the helmet of some player, and that just falls incomplete about 5-10 yards down the field. 1:27 to play in this one, 4th and 5 for the Brahmas, who after the opening drive of the half has been held to nothing. St. Louis really locked in after the start of the half. At halftime, this was a 21-10 game. Mon alone in shotgun. They're going to get a penalty here against St. Louis. The first of the night, as it's going to be encroachment. Or probably offsides either way against St. Louis, probably. Unless they call this false start, which would be surprising to me. I don't think anyone moved early there. There's definitely a penalty on this one. Don't say pick up the penalty. Oh no, it's delay of game on San Antonio. So it'll be 4th and 10. I didn't even pay attention to the play clock myself. Yeah, I mean, it is delay of game. But again, you're typically allowed like a half second after. It's now 4th and 10. Mon alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And they're going to get movement up front again. It's a free play for San Antonio. Now throw in right side and incomplete. And that's Jockford Pearson who catches it on the sideline and pretends to go take it to the house. But they're going to get a penalty on St. Louis. Now, St. Louis has their first penalty of the day. It was Chris Garrett. He was a little too antsy to get on the field. He jumps early. And it's going to be a 4th and 5 for the Brahmas. Yeah, Pearson's great. It took until under a minute and a half to play in this one for St. Louis to get a penalty. They've been playing a real clean style tonight. Mon and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers on each side for 4th and 5. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off. Mon looks to throw. Pressure coming and sacked! Back at the 45. He was antsy the past 2 plays. It's Chris Garrett getting the sack. There you go. Yeah, he's trying to time up that snap. And he failed the first 2 times. He nailed it on this one. Beautiful play. And that shall do it. Under a minute 20 to play. Chris Garrett. He was waiting for that. He was waiting for it. And now comes Brandon Silvers to take us to victory formation and the end of this game. St. Louis, in what was their last real free week, I would say. Because before they have to play DC in back-to-back weeks, they have a real nice victory. Oh yeah, because in most cases, there is some kind of tell that the center and the quarterback do when they're about to snap the ball. And especially when you get lower on in the play clock, like there's that tell that typically happens 10 seconds, 5+ seconds in the play clock. But what San Antonio was doing there, letting the clock run like that, the play clock run, he was more so probably just looking at the play clock and being like, we're at 2 seconds. We're at a second, I'm going. And more so just watching the play clock instead of actually waiting for a tell. But yeah, sometimes you're able to get a tell of like, okay, when a center does this, when a quarterback does this, that means they're about to snap the ball. But yeah, that'll do it. Final knee down just happened. 39-13 victory for St. Louis. Good win. There's technically 6th home game of the season, but they were also technically the road team in this game. Nonetheless, that's a big time win for St. Louis. And next up, they play DC 1 week from today. It was going to be a fantastic game to end the season and be a perfect preview for the XFL Conference Championship game. But that'll do it for me tonight. Again, I'll be live tomorrow for both of the games. Starting at noon, potentially doing one long 6-hour stream. But definitely will be live for both of the games tomorrow at noon, as Max Duggan remains a perfect 5-0 as a starter this season. What a game. I'm going to be back tomorrow for, I believe it's Arlington versus Memphis to begin the day. With all that being said, have yourselves a damn good one. See you all next time. Peace.